Right, okay, P3 is all about market research. You may have heard the term before, you may have an understanding of what it means, but we need to look at what is market research and the different types of market research that a business can do. What is market research then? You must have heard of it before. What is it, Adam?
Finding about information about the kind of area you're going to launch your product.
Okay, so finding information about the area. Yeah? Daisy, what else can market research find out? Satisfying customers' wants and needs. Yeah, perfect. Finding out what customers want, isn't it? Like we said before, there's no point in producing a product if no one wants it. There's no point in producing a product if the price will be too high that no one will buy it. One of the key parts of market research is not just finding out what people want, but finding out about the reasons why. Finding out the reasons why people buy a particular product. Because some people may buy it for a coat to keep warm, and some people buy a coat because it looks good. So therefore, when you're coming out with your marketing campaign, your focus is going to be really, really different, isn't it? Your focus is going to be different depending on what the feature or benefit is that your customer wants the most. One of the key things to this is it's turning data into information. If I said to you, you all now live at the base of a volcano. The volcano is 3,000 degrees. It's now 3,000 degrees. What are you going to do?
Move out.
Pray, move out. So you're going to go run away. Why are you running away?
Has it erupted yet?
It's 3,000 degrees.
No, we did. We went out to think about it.
No, it's not erupted yet. The temperature of the magma inside is 3,000 degrees.
So it's not touching me yet?
Not yet, but you live at the bottom of the volcano.
I'll move away.
No.
You move away.
Funeral directors.
Yeah.
Why? Who knows what the temperature of a volcano is that's going to erupt? Do you all know? If you do, that's very specific knowledge, but you don't know because it's data. 3,000 degrees is just a number. It's just an amount. The information there is when a volcano reaches blah, 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 then it is very likely to. That's the information. It's turning a number, it's turning a temperature, a height, a weight, whatever, into information that you can make a conclusion from and you can make a decision from. That's the key to this. Did I talk to you about the concept of data mining? Give you Foster's the beer and nappies example.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I did, didn't I? It's data mining, looking for patterns in data so that you can then turn that into information to make a conclusion from. That is what market research is. Finding out about your customers, what they want, and then focusing on that want or need. You know, I like my kind of Pictionary. Why do you think those pictures are on the boards?
I can't see the one on the left.
Someone said has jumped ahead a kind of step. What are these? Say what you see.
A desk and field.
Perfect.
Field.
Desk and field. Desk research, field research. What was it you said? Primary and secondary. Are these terms that you're all familiar with? You probably looked at them maybe at some point at school or college or where have you. Field research, i.e. going out into the field, is primary. Okay? Desk research, well, you're sat at a desk. It's secondary. They're very, very different types of research. Very, very used in different ways, and you get different benefits and advantages and disadvantages from each type. What we've got here are just some of the main points behind primary and secondary research. If I said to you, you need to find out how many people down a particular road, like Mars bars, what type of research would you do?
I'd knock the door.
Go on, field.
Why would you do primary research? Why not search online for it?
It's only one road.
It'll take ages to find online, so it's not always like you just...
Would the information be online?
No.
No.
It won't be specific, innit?
Won't be specific enough. It wouldn't be there. You wouldn't be able to find it. If I wanted to ask you about what happened on a particular date, Or about the first line of a book? Secondary. You wouldn't go and find the author and ask him, would you?
No.
You wouldn't go and ask people in the street, because you know for a fact that you can find it online. What about where you find it? Can you see a problem with secondary research? Don't think. No, it's not on the board.
It could like not be up to date as well.
Definitely not be up to date.
Not accurate.
Not accurate. You think about anyone can post online, can't they? Anyone can write a blog. Anyone can post on. Can you still post on Wikipedia?
Yeah.
You still can. Is it still open source? You know, anyone can do this. How do you know it's true? Even if you go on a website that you think's authentic, where did the person writing that get his information from? So what you've got are two really contrasting methods. Your primary research is very, very specific. You go out, you ask your questions, you find out your information, but it takes a while. If you want to go and knock every door in the street to find out who likes Mars bars, that takes a long time. It costs money. Time is money. But it's new, it's specific, it's for your purpose. Secondary is the opposite. It's cheaper, if not free. Very, very quick. There's less people involved, but it's not specific, and you may not be able to find the exact information that you're looking for. What we've got down here are just the kind of the core examples of different types of research. Internet and books, easy. Questionnaires, should have thought easy, I'm hoping easy. Focus groups and observations are slightly different. Has anyone heard of a focus group or even took part in a focus group before? What's a focus group, Sam?
Is it like a group of people that sit together and they arrange to talk about different stuff depending on what the focus is?
It's a discussion group. Yeah, it could be brainstorming. What this is used for a lot is if a company's made a prototype. So for example, especially if it's technology, or maybe even a toy, it's how is it used? What do people think about it? Well, in fact, actually, a toy will be more under observation. So observation, a focus group is quite led. Or, you know, it could be me leading a discussion on something. It could be a market researcher. It could be whoever leading a discussion with a product on whatever, the ease of use, the look, whatever they want to focus on. Observation, well, it's just get on with it. It's much less controlled. So if you're looking at maybe ease of use, you wouldn't ask them about it. You just see, well, how quickly do they maybe unlock something? How quickly do they find the app they want? How, you know, it's just you observing them do something, and then the feedback that you get is based on their true use of the product. Let me ask you a question. If you're conducting market research and you've got a group of people, do you tell them they're being observed?
No.
No. So you think you can just observe people do something and then write up and base your conclusions on this?
It's in a public place.
Yeah. So you think, but that's ethical, is it?
People might show desirable characteristics.
What do you mean by that?
So people might say what they want you to think you want to say. So if you're from Mars and you go into like Mars bars, they might say yes because that's what they want to hear you say.
So what you're saying is if you tell someone they're being observed, they're going to act differently. Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe. But then is it not right to tell them they're being observed? It's a bit of a grey area, but it's just something to bear in mind. One thing that's really key with all research is as a researcher you're unbiased. Because it's really hard, isn't it? If you've got a questionnaire, you're going to have your kind of what you want to see in mind, aren't you? That's the natural thing. So what a lot of companies do will outsource their market research to other companies, so they don't really care. As long as we get the result, it doesn't matter what the result is. It's unbiased, it's objective. Two types of methods of information and methods of getting data. Qualitative and quantitative. Who's heard of these words before? Jay? Yeah? What kind of context have you heard these in before? Go on. Okay. Jay?
Qualitative is like results of what happens, and quantitative is a number.
More far, yeah. Quality, quantity. Quantitative is your numbers, your 3,000 degrees, your dates, your yes or no, red, blue, whatever, one word answers. Closed questions. Questions that require one word or a yes or no answer. Qualitative, well that's what did you think of? How easy was it to use? What were the best features of? It's that extended question. It's drawing information out of you. Does anyone here work in retail, in sales? Yeah? Do you have any training on using questioning?
No.
If you work in sales, if you get commission especially, okay, you should be asking open questions. If you go up to someone and ask them, you know, oh, I see you're looking at this particular worktop. What is it about it that appeals most to you? Or, you know, you're getting information out. People aren't going to be rude. They're not just going to ignore you. If you say, oh, are you interested in buying that? No. Then that customer's lost. So it's using the right question for the right time. Big thing about this is, though, how do we analyse the information? If I'm giving you, asking you, do you like Mars bars, yes or no? Well, I can get 10 yes and 6 no, and put a graph. Easy, isn't it? That's fine. If I'm giving you a box and asking you to tell me the best features of a product and why, how do I collate that information? How do I make conclusions based on the information? Any suggestions? What do you think, Courtney? How am I going to collate this information? How am I going to get it all together? If I've asked 1,000 people about a product, and they've all given me different opinions and facts and whatever, how do I then make a conclusion, turn that data into information?
Brainstorm it. No.
Brainstorm it. What did you say, Dana?
Maybe they're going to base on the count of the products. It's like they're doing a ratio of how many people.
Not. People are going to say similar things, aren't they? I think you may be getting this, I'm not completely sure. People are going to say similar things, aren't they? You're asking about a product, if it's good looking or easy to use or whatever, that's going to come up in a box, isn't it? And you can start to count. You make your own tick box based on what people's responses are. You don't give them those options, but you count when the same things occur over and over again. Okay, what you're going to have to do is also look at the uses and limitations of market research. Now, massive limitations: money and time. Market research takes time to complete. Primary qualitative research, which is really, it can be argued you get the most information from, the most quality information from, opinions and usage, takes a lot of time and costs a lot of money. So you as a business need to make sure you make the best use of your time and money to get the most out of your market research. And this here is just kind of giving you an idea of the cycle the business is going to go round. So where are they at the moment? What do they need to do? How are they going to choose which one they want to do? What are they going to do? And then how did it go? So it's following a cycle round, following a cycle of research rounds. Alright? It's really, really important that you maximise, like I say, the use of money and the use of time. What you're going to also have to look at is how market research is used in the marketing plan. What I mean by that is you've got two stages of market research. Yes, you need to find out about ease of use. Do people like it? Will people buy it? That's for the company as a whole. Right? Take it a step further, and you as marketers need to find out what, as I said at the start, what features and benefits people like the most. So if for example, I did a case study earlier, there was a small, in a can of beer, they're going to put a small kind of capsule that when you opened it, it automatically cooled to 5 degrees. So it goes from room temperature to 5 degrees, and when you open this can, the taste wouldn't change, but the price would go up by 5%. They did a small kind of focus group, and some of the questions were asked. Two of the main questions were, A, do you believe it? And B, what are the problems with room temperature beer compared with a cold beer? Now, if I asked you all that, and you all said, no, we don't believe that's true, well then my marketing campaign is going to be a completely different focus. It's going to be all about how do I prove to customers this is going to happen. Think of adverts like Sensodyne, that bloody yoghurt, Bifidus Digestive and whatever it is. It's all based around professionals saying, yes, this does actually work, this is true, because maybe people don't believe it. If we take it back a step and you said to me, no, yeah, completely believe that's true, not a problem at all, and yeah, actually, warm beer is horrible, cold beer is much better, then now my marketing campaign is completely different. Now what I'm thinking about is two people at a festival, one with a normal can, one with this new can, and they both have a drink, and then you can imagine they take one person's face and the other person's face, and the kind of that it follows same product, isn't it? Exactly the same product, but a completely different marketing campaign, completely different marketing plan based on what you guys have said in the market research. So it's really, really important that you think of market research in two stages. Finding out if people even want it and what are the features, but then finding out what are the most important features and benefits to people. Okay. What I'd like you to do is, I know some of you have been taking notes, but I didn't expect you all to. On this piece of paper, just note down as much as you can, if you can start with that, about primary, secondary, qualitative and quantitative. Okay, what we are going to move on to in a second is I've got some real market research data from Highbury College, and you're going to have to look at that and explain what type of research it is, the uses of it, and then kind of what conclusions we make from it. But before we start looking at the assignment material, you need to be really clear on what these terms mean and the kind of pros and cons of each one.
Yeah, yeah.